Star Wars Action News is brought to you in part by Dorkside Toys. At DorksideToys.com, you can get the latest Star Wars toys, as well as Marvel, G.I. Joe, The Walking Dead, and more. Run by toy fans, you can be assured your order will be given great attention and packed with care. Sign up to their social channels now for stock alerts, reviews, and toy and movie news. DorksideToys.com. You'd be a dork not to shop there. Welcome to Star Wars Action News, coming to you from San Diego Comic-Con International, hosted by Marjorie and Arnie. Be sure to come to swactionnews.com to see hundreds of photos from the convention floor and chat with other listeners about the news and exclusives from San Diego Comic-Con.
We are here at San Diego Comic-Con 2015 once again with Jeff Laffett of Hasbro. Hello.
Hello.
Well, you guys basically came out at the Hasbro panel on Friday, pulled something really large out to display, dropped the mic, and walked off stage.
Yeah, the design team really did a great job. It's hard to believe we could reveal something this big. In fact, we built this diorama under a cloak of darkness before the show, so it's fantastic we were able to surprise the fans with something so big and wonderful.
Yeah, and the fact that you've got so many, are these the final production TIE Fighters in display?
Yeah, these are TIE Fighters from the factory, some of the first production items. That's been the #1 question here at the show. When people see this diorama, they say, oh, those are just models, right? You're not making anything that big. No, these are the actual TIEs that will be having out at retail in September.
So what were some of the challenges to bringing vehicles to the 6-inch scale? Because obviously the whole, the myth behind, or at least the urban legend behind the creation of 3 3/4-inch figures goes to Star Wars and being such a vehicle-type property that the President of Kenner was like, let's do it for this size for vehicles.
Sure. Well, it's really up to the fans. The fans have spoken. We did the speeder bike, and we've done larger 6-inch creatures like the Wampa and the Tauntaun. So the next evolution is something like the TIE Fighter, and the fans, the reaction at this show has been phenomenal. It's $169 for the vehicle and the figure. Not a crazy price point. It's definitely a great value. And this opens the door for more big vehicles to come.
And one question we've been getting a lot is, will the figure be available separately? Because the cockpit fits 2 people.
The Elite figure at the September 4th date won't be available separately, but we'll look at getting that figure out there separately in the future.
And the TIE Fighter's not going to be available on September 4th either, right?
We're going to get some quantities out there on Force Friday, September 4th, and many more will be available throughout the rest of the year.
Great. And when you were talking about the reveals so far, it was kind of a more limited reveal than I thought, given the build-up to Comic-Con and with Force Friday being announced. So can you tell me what kind of a footprint or impact Hasbro will be having? Obviously you can't reveal any specifics, but should we expect, looking at years past, Phantom Menace level, Revenge of the Sith level, then we had Attack of the Clones level, which was a little bit more scaled back, and that was the only movie to not have a dedicated line and did mix original trilogy characters with new. Can you kind of just give us any kind of hint at how much we should prepare to save for Force Friday for Hasbro stuff?
Right. I think the #1 complaint after the line is revealed on September 4th will be, oh, my wallet. I think we can't talk about the fall line right now, but it's fair to say one word, which is massive. This is going to be a big line from Hasbro, not just in boys products, but games and beyond. So a very big effort behind this property.
And all launching on September 4th, or is it going to be over the 3 months?
Like any good movie property, we'll be waving out newness, but September 4th, you'll see a ton of movie product.
Nice. And you mean Force Awakens movie product?
That's right, Force Awakens. But we love all of our children, so we'll also have product that represents characters and vehicles from Classic and from Rebels, from the prequels. We love it all. Heavy emphasis on the Force Awakens, but of course we'll have Sabine Wren, which we announced at the panel just the other day. So a lot of great characters from the rest of the animation and Classic.
And talking about Sabine and the Fans' Choice Poll, it's great that you guys are doing 2 of those figures, and we've had a lot of questions now that they know what figures are coming. Like, when? Is that going to be 2016, 2017?
Yes, 2016 is the plan. We're getting them out as soon as we can. just takes a certain amount of time to get them going. But spring, summer 2016, we're going to start getting those out there. And Sabine will be one of the first to come out.
And then with the panel, you did a great presentation of the 6-inch figures, talking about some of the ones to come, and you put some of those out. That Luke Skywalker looks tremendous in the booth there. And then with the 3 3/4-inch line, you talked about the Rebels 2-pack with the Captain Rex. But what about the Black Series 3 3/4 line? What's the status of that these days?
It's going great right now. We've got some great new waves this past spring. We can't talk about what's going to be happening for the line in fall 2015 today, but you'll certainly see it in fall September 4th.
Okay, so the question, I guess, is let's look at it from a larger scope. Because looking at Star Wars and the way you guys have started with the 6-inch line of figures, which is a bold move. Star Wars has been 3 3/4-inch since 1978, and now you're doing 6-inch figures. And then looking at the other side of the house, the other side of the booth, literally with the Marvel, where you guys really started big with the Marvel Universe 3 3/4, and now the Legends are kind of taking over. Yeah. Is 3 3/4-inch collector level articulated figures still something viable in this current age of toy collecting?
Sure, I don't see why not. Can't talk a lot about what's going to be happening this fall, though, yet. But it's coming. 55 days, I think, till Force Friday.
So there will be things for 3 3/4-inch collectors in that period as well.
Well, what we love seeing is, in fact, I've had a few fans come up to me, more than a few, saying that they're collecting the 5-point articulated figures. So we'll have something for everybody.
Yeah, and I've seen kind of the dual identity there, where some people say, yeah, it's a throwback to the vintage figures of the old, but others, they like being able to pose their figures. And one thing about the 5 POA figures, and again, just in general, is the stances are so neutral. Have there been any talks about doing more dynamic stances to get more action poses out of them?
Yeah, that's really good feedback. Our design team is thinking about that and working on that. We've read that on the boards, and it's very good feedback.
And then I had a question about something that you guys really haven't talked about, which is a new vehicle series you've got coming out. You've got it on display here with a number of vehicles, kind of hearkening back to the old titanium line you used to do. Can you tell us how this line differs from that?
It's very similar. This is going to be branded Titanium Series, and it's die-cast vehicles that will be coming out this fall, and you can expect a lot more. It's a nice, big, deep line to collect.
And I can't remember because I'm here at Comic-Con. How do those scale compared to the old titaniums you did? These, I think, look a little bigger to me.
They're very similar. Very similar, yeah.
And we're a little confused about how this is all working, because there's now a lot of lines of die-cast vehicles coming up, because the Disney stores have their exclusive line of die-cast vehicles. Admittedly, they're doing a lot of scales in that. Yeah. And then just over at the Mattel booth, the Hot Wheels are doing die-cast vehicles. So how do you work with all that? And now it's now a crowded marketplace, whereas before when you were doing titaniums, you were the only game in town coming off of Micro Machines.
Yeah, the way that we're approaching it is very much with a Black Series mentality. These will be branded Black Series, and it's Black Series, Titanium Series vehicles, very premium deco, and the packaging is going to be in the style of Black Series, much like our 6-inch figures with the window and the red and the back. So everything that you saw at the panel, that sort of package is going to be treated across the Titanium Series line. It also comes with a collector's stand. So we are certainly treating our titanium line as very much a fan offering.
Are they new molds or the same molds that were offered previously?
It's a mixture. And although I can't talk a lot about it now, you can guess that we'll have quite a few new molds for vehicles, should there be new vehicles in the new movie. So it'll be a mixture. A lot of newness, though.
And then it seems like every time I talk to you, I end up getting around to distribution. And I want to actually compliment you. The 6-inch figures are easier to find now than they've been. I have actually no longer just pre-order by the wave. I enjoy the hunt at stores. It's part of the fun. But the 3 3/4-inch figures, there's still a lot of people who aren't finding those. And I'm talking the 5 POA as well as the Black Series. I mean, Sabine, I still hear people searching for Chopper. So is this something that you guys are working on?
Yes, we're always working on that. And the nice thing about Force Friday, September 4th, is it's a great chance for us to hit the reset button around the world. A lot of new SKU numbers, new 5-digit numbers, so we can get fresh inventory out there. And I think what we'll see is a renaissance in distribution. You'll be able to get a movie product, classic product, Rebels product, as we haven't been able to for the past year or two. So it's a nice time to restart and get freshness out there.
And are some of the older figures going to be reshipping after Force Friday, like, again, Sabine and Chopper and things, so people have a chance?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we certainly want to get Sabine out there, Hera, Chopper, really all the big ones, Zeb. Yeah, there's plenty more figures to get out there.
Okay, last question. You have the open chance to say anything you want to our viewers. What do you want to tell them about Hasbro Star Wars products?
Thank you, viewers. I mean, thanks, fans, for your support. We saw it loud and clear with the Fans' Choice poll. The choices were phenomenal. And somebody in the crowd yelled out, "Do them all!" You know, that's something we would love to do. Those are all fantastic figures. We're particularly psyched about Sabine. I've been dying to do a Sabine figure, so that's going to be a hot one. So thank you very much. We appreciate your support.
Thank you for your time, and I really hope to see that Gamorrean guard make it.
Oh, yes, me too. That's one of my favorites.
Thanks for watching this video. You can see full episodes of Star Wars Action News with more collecting news and reviews at swactionnews.com. We also have thousands of toy and collectible photos in our photo gallery. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. May the pegs be stocked and the Force be with you.